Hello and welcome to ETCIO Studios. We are right at the heart of the India AI Impact Summit 2026. As this mega spectacle unfolds, we have with us Amur Lakshminarayanan, CEO of Tatacom. He's also popularly known as Lakshmi, who will be sharing some insights, sharp ones, on his take on how AI is all set to take off in India going forward. So, hello and welcome, Lakshmi. So good to see you here. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
This summit has been breathtaking in terms of scale, size, canvas, and the works. And of course, the Tata Group has put up a spectacular stall here, a booth in the expo area. So, as we open up, AI use cases are like really kind of setting to, go to the next level in India. Do you really think, as a country, as an economy, we should really be building and looking at more use cases, continue with this trajectory, or really looking at AI models in a different way, more in terms of, Gen AI models at the next level and so on and so forth? What's your take on this? What's more realistic in your sense?
I think we have to do both. It's not a cop-out answer of answering one way or the other. I genuinely believe that use cases are important for enterprises to realize the benefit of AI, right? And we have a very different theory of how they should scale. I am not in favor of a use case by use case development in enterprise. I don't think that will scale. We have to take a platform approach, and that is what we call as an AI operating system. So India has to push this AI operating system, and enterprises have to adopt an AI operating system so that they can build use cases at scale and deploy them at scale. So that is what on one end India needs, because that AI operating system, and I can talk about more about that, but that's one side. So for use case to scale, we need to have this AI operating system and do that. The second is the models are also something that are important, because this AI operating system will have a context layer which brings the data to make use of the knowledge available in the LLMs. And that context is what makes that knowledge actionable. That is why I call it an AI operating system. The second way to do that is also to build industry specific and enterprise specific small models, the small language models that are required. That will also improve the latency and the accuracy of what one does. So I don't think it's this or the other. But on large language models, whether India should build, I would doubt whether we should build LLMs. So we should focus on SLMs. We should focus on mechanisms whereby the use cases can be deployed at scale, for which we think that the AI operating system is required.
Sure. So do you believe that this can help India to really compete big time globally?
No, absolutely. So again, the one is competition globally, right? And as yesterday, Prime Minister Modi called out, you need to be ensuring that AI reaches all the citizens. And even within the Tata Group, Chairman made 5 big announcements. So one of the things is, how do you make it accessible and affordable to all? And again, for doing that, you need to have SLMs. You need to have an AI operating system that will allow things to scale. And finally, we need to ensure we understand the economics of AI. I don't think people have really understood, when you have to scale AI, and AI is going to make, the system is going to make that many API calls, and calling this cloud, calling that cloud, and everywhere. The cost is going to increase quite a lot. And I think people haven't fully grasped what that cost is going to be. And we need to make sure that, that is well understood. And therefore, we bring all of this into play, right? And how do I make it more affordable? How can I make the AI more trustworthy, that I can govern with the regulations of the country? I can govern that with the regulation of the company. So all of that is why we call it an AI operating system. So I go back to my theme again. I'm very convinced that it's not the models that will allow India to scale and flourish and succeed. It's an AI operating system that will allow companies to scale and flourish.
Excellent. So I'll take the thread further. So when we look at Tata Communications and your vision in alignment with your the theme that you have laid out, or your vision that you've laid out, how do these things marry into it? So I recall last year, Tata Communications had, launched the Vayu Cloud and the Vayu AI Cloud.
Yes.
So how do these kind of really, A, align with your overall AI vision?
Yeah.
And B, how does it really help customers to kind of, enhance their AI readiness as well?
Right.
Mm.
I think we're going to do that at two levels. So one is at the digital infrastructure level. And a digital infrastructure, how do I bring more governance, control, sovereignty to that? So part of the answer was the Vayu cloud and the AI cloud. The other part of it is also some of the other product launches that we did a couple of weeks ago, which will ensure that when we are using AI, for example, AI can it can be in a mobile application, for example, and when you embed AI there, those applications are going to require very low latency, right? And it's also going to require that that infrastructure is well protected from security threats and attacks, which AI is going to expose even more the digital infrastructure that is fragile today. So AI is going to put a lot of stress and strain on your digital infrastructure from a latency point of view, from a security standpoint, and so on. There, we have made a series of investments and a series of announcements that will ensure that the digital infrastructure is, which is what you call as a digital fabric, that becomes AI ready. And our mission, simply put, is going to be connect, protect, and govern, to simplify the whole thing. So that is at one layer, right, which we are investing and announcing. The second is about, at the application level, if somebody has to scale, that AI operating system is a platform that will allow the applications to scale. So these are the two dimensions we are working on and investing in.
Perfect. So how does the recent acquisition of Commotion also enhance this journey?
It's at the heart of, the AI operating system that I talk about is Commotion's platform, right? We are very, very excited about the capabilities that they bring, the talent that they bring, and also the speed at which things are getting executed. And everywhere we go, we get great reception because of the we have a fantastic voice AI story. If you walk around the booth, you will see that. But our voice AI is not like any other voice bot, which simply talks. It can voice AI because stepping back, I say that AI needs to help organization to scale decisions. Right? In the previous era, we saw that internet, cloud, that scaled transactions, but AI will scale decisions. And if you have to scale decisions, you need to make sure that your voice AI is working within an AI operating system again, which will ensure that there is proper governance, there is proper latency, the outcomes can be delivered to the customer. So that is what we're doing. So we are very, very thrilled about this acquisition, and we are embedding that and embracing that internally as well. And we are implementing within Tata.com, and we are very happy to see the adoption externally as well.
Excellent. It's very interesting what you said. AI is going to help scale decisions, right? So at the same time, it's very interesting what we keep hearing in different forums, across. One of the things is AI for cybersecurity, cybersecurity for AI. Both are complementary.
Yeah.
While decisions scale, also the whole idea of cyber risks. I think we become more vulnerable at this stage, right? The attack surfaces are also newer and emerging. So how does AI realistically help to reduce cyber risks? In that case, in what way would you want to realign the way enterprises or the way decision makers should really look at this?
Yeah, I guess it's a double-edged sword, right? On one hand, AI is going to be used by the bad actors,
correct,
to exploit all vulnerabilities and mask things very differently. It's going to happen now at machine speed now with AI rather than at a human speed. So all of those are tools available to bad actors to attack. So the enterprises now need to act fast to make sure that we can use AI to fight the other bad AI. So definitely it'll play a big part. We, for ourselves, for example, we use a lot of AI in our security portfolio, embedding AI across all products, but particularly in security.
Absolutely, because AI also, kind of enhances the attack cycles at this point of time.
Also,
As you said, the bad actors are getting better than the
yeah,
good actors,
yeah.
and so we really need to have a proper relook at it.
We need to. I think that is why I'm saying that the digital infrastructure needs to be re-architected. It's already fragile and complex. The see security vulnerabilities, but AI, we have number of examples of how AI will expose the vulnerabilities even more and put the whole system under stress. So we need to look at how this whole infrastructure is architected and scaled. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the other elephant in the room is, of course, AI, scaling from pilots to enterprise grade
Enterprise, yeah.
to like, scaling in a way that it is beyond pilot purgatory, right? So that's the elephant in the room. Everyone's trying to now navigate, face, talk about, and look for solutions. So, what should CIOs really be looking at?
An AI operating system.
So that's
I'm not, I know this is not meant to be, a silver bullet and one answer for all, but there's more to it. But I'm pretty convinced that for all the reasons, and what we mean by AI operating system, if I were to explain a little bit more, is that, LLMs have captured the knowledge, right? The context layer that we talked about, where you bring the context that resides in data within the enterprise, you need to bring that together. You also need to bring the context from outside the company as to what customers are saying, which websites they looked at. In your website, what did they look at? What are they saying on WhatsApp? What are they saying in your contact centers and so on? All that is context. That context, when you bring together and then use the knowledge, then the knowledge becomes more actionable. So I think that context layer is very important. Then the whole agentic layer and finally the governance layer. See, because people again today, we all, when we access, there is an identity management which knows that, hey, you are such and such person. You normally access your office through your device, and they know which device, and that's how they define the identity of an individual. Tomorrow, when you have agents, and these agents are going to be sometimes same or more number than employees, you need the ways to identify the agent. You need to secure the agents. You need to have governance rules on what, when I say AI will scale decisions, you need to have rules on what this agent can and cannot do, right? Those rules have to be embedded within your system. And what we mean by AI operating system is all of these. Now, how do I make sure context is brought together? How do you make sure the agentic layer to make decisions is working? And thirdly, the trust and governance layer, which will ensure that, when a voice AI calls me for something, I know that I can trust that voice AI is going to tell what exactly is as per policy, and when it makes a decision, I can trust that decision. All these are important for somebody to scale AI, and therefore I'm saying, if I put all of this together, that is what we call as AI operating system.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So, just to kind of get your insights as a closing commentary. So, what's the bigger risk that you see today as a premier leader? One, the risk of not adopting AI fast enough, or going all out there because of a herd mentality without being able to understand and own the entire operational consequences of a decision that has been made. So, how do leaders really go about balancing these two parts, like checking both the boxes and then making their
Yeah.
journey forward?
The cost of doing nothing is going to be greater, right? But at the same time, people can take. I see two things. I've heard one story in the US that one company has spent hundreds of millions of dollars in something, and they have not seen the result, right? So it should not become. So today, if I announce in the market saying I'm investing $1 billion in AI, that seemed to be good. So I think that is one end of the spectrum where I don't think that is also the right way to do it. But the other hand, you cannot be paralyzed. And I see that also happening where people are experimenting many things. One use case with one provider, another use case with another tool provider, without thinking through holistically, what does it take to scale AI and what are the elements I need to do. So as I said in one of the things, you need a strong foundation, a digital infrastructure foundation, which ensures that your network can handle the traffic, your edge, your responses on the website. So there's no point in launching a new web app for banking, for example, with AI capabilities, and the moment you launch, the people are complaining about latency, and I'm not getting the right answers and so on, and that is also not good. So you have to build a foundation. AI, you can't. I say you can't build a skyscraper with a foundation of a bungalow, right? You need to think about the foundation. You need to think about the architectural framework on which you want to build that AI, and then you have to, once you have them, you need to now then start accelerating to say, now I'm going to deploy at scale, right? So I think all of them are required to be done.
Perfect. Very rightly stated. I think the way forward is to understand the problem statement. Why exactly do I really need AI?
Yeah.
What are my business problems it's going to solve?
Yeah.
And then start cautiously build the, the as you said, the operating system, the underlying infrastructure before you really scale.
I think at one level, that is, I mean, a bigger question that I don't think anybody is talking about is, people often ask, will AI take away the jobs and so on? And I don't think people really have grasped that AI is going to disrupt business models, right? So the way we had in the cloud and the internet era, certain businesses were disrupted because the new models emerged, right? So we had intermediaries coming for booking, for example, or we had other intermediaries coming to disrupt the legacy model, not because they didn't invest in technology, but people reimagined a completely new business model.
Absolutely.
And I'm very sure that AI will also, for sure, disrupt, and there will be new models that are emerging. To me, that is a threat and the opportunity that people need to think about, rather than how is AI going to be used in automation, and am I going to lose jobs, right? So I think we are missing the bigger problem and worrying about a smaller problem. Economic value migration will happen somewhere else, and if companies allow that value migration to happen, surely jobs will be lost.
Absolutely. That's very insightful. Food for thought on what should be the thought process or the lens that organization should really adopt. Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you
I
so
think
much.
these insights were fantastic. Thank you, Lakshmi, for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. So that was Amur Lakshminarayanan, Aka Lakshmi, CEO of Tata Communications, joining us at the heart of the India Impact AI Summit 2026. Thank you so much for joining us.